Hello, my friends. It is July the 5th, and tomorrow I will be taking my summer holidays, and I won't be in the office again until August the 3rd. But before I go, I wanted to let you know what we're planning for our return to in-person worship as the world around us begins to open up more. We've thought long and hard about how to do this in a way that makes the most sense for our parish at this time. And here's what we've come to. Our target date for returning to in-person worship is September the 12th. That's the Sunday after Labor Day. We've set this date for a few reasons. The first is this gives us time to make sure that the good trend that we're seeing right now in COVID case numbers holds up as the province goes into stage 3 of its reopening plan, as we have Stampede coming up, and with this Delta variant, we want to make sure that things keep going in the right direction. We're very confident that the vaccines are doing their job, they're making a big difference, and we're very grateful for everyone who's gone out and been vaccinated, and we really do encourage that. It is helpful for the community. When we reopen, we want to be able to do it once and do it right. We want to be able to open for good. The second really big reason, and I think this is the biggest reason that we're putting the date of September 12th, is that when we get back together, we want to have that big return that we've been hoping for. You know, the big party. We've been waiting this long to be back together, and when we do it, we want to do it right, you know? We've been saying for a year and a half that when we get back together, it's got to be Easter. We have had 2 Easters now that we've celebrated virtually, and that is the central feast of our faith, and it's the celebration of new life. You know, this great feast of hope, and that is exactly what we need when we get together. So September 12th is a date that works for us to really come back and have that big Easter celebration that we've been waiting for. We're hoping that when we return, the choir will be back. Maybe not the full choir, maybe just a partial choir. We're still waiting on specific guidelines about singing, and the diocese will have some guidelines as they hear more from Alberta Health in terms of sector-specific guidelines. But we hope that the choir can be back. We want to have kids' church back, fully running when we come back together. I had a really good meeting with some of the young families last week, and the key words that I took away from that were the feeling is cautiously optimistic. Things are trending in the right direction, but let's make sure. And of course, our kids are the demographic that can't get vaccinated. They're not eligible, not yet anyways. And so for parents, we're just a bit cautious, but hopeful. But we want to make sure that when we come back together, we do it safe and we do it right. So we want to have, you know, when we get back together, we want to have everyone, including our kids. And so we want to make sure we're prepared to do that in a way that's safe and that gives them the quality of kids' church programming and experience that they're used to. So we don't want to leave them behind when we come back together. I know that this might not be as early as some would like, but it does give us a chance to come back together in a way that's most inclusive, and I think a way that's the most exciting. And of course, for those who are still uncomfortable or unable to come to in-person worship, we'll still be live streaming our services, and they'll still be up there on our YouTube channel, so that those folks aren't left behind either. On a little bit different note, I want to say how truly blessed I've been since I moved into the interim priest in charge role about a month ago. I've had a lot of people write with words of support and encouragement and offers of help. And I've been thinking about how I can take you up on those offers of help. And I've come up with three things. The first is Stay in touch with each other. Over the summer, find ways to stay connected with one another. Reach out with a phone call, go for a walk, or even come and gather on the lawn of the church and have a visit. It's been wonderful to see a couple of groups already do that, and I really encourage it. I do just ask that you would let Cynthia in the office know when you're coming to do that. The second thing, as we start to plan for our return to in-person worship, that means a whole lot of Sunday morning ministries that have just been on hold for the last year and a half will be reactivated. So, greeters, sides people, altar guild, chalice bearers, most of them have still been active, but not every member has, of our readers and our intercessors. Our coffee hour hosts and hostesses, our altar servers, our choir members, our kids' church teachers and helpers, everyone who is involved in those ministries. Reach out to the person who's coordinating that ministry, or reach out through the office and let us know that you're still able and interested in offering that ministry. And if you haven't been a part of any of these Sunday morning ministries before, but you think that this fall is the time for you to start, reach out to the office and let us know, and we can help get you connected with one of those ministries. And the third thing, if you haven't already done so, please send in your pledge form for this year. Let us know what you think you're able to give financially to support the mission of the church. This has been a strange year. So as we work on our budget, which will be approved at the annual general meeting on September 19th, this year, as much as any year, knowing what you are planning to give is really helpful for us in our planning. As we return to in-person worship and more of the programs of the church get started up again, that means increased costs, ministry costs, of course, good costs, but costs that do need to be covered. And we know that this year has done strange things economically for some people. So knowing what you're planning to give really helps us in our planning. And if you've never pledged before, it's easy to do. There's a form on the website, and you can fill that out and send it in. And know that it's not a set-in-stone contract, and if your circumstances change, we're not going to be chasing after you for money. But it is just a way to help us plan. And it's also a way for you to plan your giving as well, and to be intentional with that spiritual discipline, because giving is a spiritual practice as much as it is a practical way of supporting the ministry of the church. I'm really excited to get back together with you all on September the 12th. I can't wait to see your beautiful faces. I can't wait to, as it's appropriate, to give you a great big hug. We have waited a long time to be back together, and it is going to be so, so good. I can't wait to gather together again to celebrate the faithfulness of God, the gift of this community, and to enjoy the simple pleasure of one another's company. But until then, may God fill you with love, with joy, with peace, with courage, and with hope. Amen.